Hi, I'm Dave with Summit Racing Equipment, and we're here at the iX piston-powered Autorama with Bob Chesney, who's bought this beautiful 1968 Roadrunner. Obviously, this year is the 50th anniversary of the Hemi, and this is a Hemi car, but it didn't actually start off that way, did it, Bob?
No, I purchased the car approximately 20 years ago, and when I bought the car, the original owner had bought it in Arizona. It was a Hemi car, had it about a few months, and then the car was stolen. When he retrieved the car, it was the motor was gone. So what the process was getting the money from the insurance company, he could only replace it with a 440. That's when I purchased the car. I had it for probably 5 years. My wife and I, Gail, we raced it, we drove it, we went to car shows. We were both judges from car shows, so we knew what the car needed to improve in the car shows. So we decided to go ahead and do it, and that process took 13 years. We had a great builder. His name was Jerry Richards from Toyland Performance. He did the body work, and there's so many modifications to it that it's incredible if you really start to look it over. The motor is a Keith Black signature block, 1969. It has Dart 2 race competition heads, 871 blower from Blower Shop, and carburetors are Demon Dominator 1050s.
You just said you had those chrome too, right?
Right. Just this past year, like all enthusiasts, you never finish the job. You always continue. So this past summer, we took the carburetors off and sent them to advanced plating into Nashville, Tennessee. That process took 14 weeks. So over that time period during the summer, I continued to work on the car. We removed the bumpers and cadmium plated all the supports. The rear engine support was all powder coated and redone, and all the nuts and bolts underneath were powder coated or chromed and replaced, and just continue to work on it all summer long. So,
and the paint, you said it was kind of came as it was, but you added the graphics to it, correct?
Right. This paint is the same color that the car was painted originally. It has been completely repainted, and it's been the same color. The color is 1970 AMC Big Bad Orange. That's where I get the name from on the car. And the graphics design was Jerry Richards and myself. He spent many hours coming up where you put the painter tape on to try to get the right combination that just says, that's it, that's it. There are so many rolls of tape we went through in order to come up with the design that we kind of both agreed on, because we both had our feelings, but this is it.
And of course the interior, tell us about who did that and some of the details there.
Okay, the interior was done by a company called Advanced Interior out of Port Huron, Michigan. Len Yeager was the guy's name. Did a great job on the interior. If you take a quick look into the back, you can notice that there's the Hemi is embroidered, or part of the rear back support. Plus there's a little Hemi embroidered it into the material. So Len did a great job. Sorry to say Len is no longer with us now, but he did a great job on our car.
And the dash, you said, was, you have some automated gauges?
The dashboard is all done in autometers. It's a huge piece of aluminum that we had machined out, and we machined all along the front where all the gauges would go. Speedometer, attack, all the gauges I could put on it.
Yeah.
So it's even got a clock, and that's all from Summit. A lot of our parts came from Summit.
And talk a little bit about, again, you mentioned a little bit about the undercarriage. I know a lot of the work has been done under there.
There's the amount of work to the undercarriage. This was on a turnstile for approximately 8 years. And in that time frame, there was all the frame connectors were reinstalled. And then all the undercarriage was all paneled in. Filler, all the joints and all the seams were all filled, and we eventually went to the 4-link race suspension in the rear end, which was a great deal of body modifications. And then we went with altercation is the rack and pinion steering in the front end.
All right.
So there's actually been more work done to the undercarriage on this car than the top.
Yep. And wheels, you got some well racing?
Yeah, they're well wheels.
Yeah. On the back, what's the size of the
21.5 on the back is for the size of the rear tires.
Okay. Very nice. And you said this thing is 900 horsepower?
Right. It has rated at 950 horsepower, 840 foot-pounds of torque.
Okay, awesome. Okay, now you said that you've been to how many shows with this?
This is probably, I've been showing it for 3 years, but I've only been doing about 2 shows a year.
Okay.
So this is probably the 7th, maybe the 8th show that it's been in. Since
I can imagine response is pretty good.
You're very good. In Detroit Autorama 3 times, took first place 3 times. Louisville, Kentucky 3 times, took first place. This is our first time here in Cleveland. And those are the shows that it's been for the Autorama.
Fantastic. Yeah. Now, have you always been sort of a Mopar fan, or
always?
You always a Mopar guy?
When you grow up, I grew up in the '60s, and all through the '60s, the Mopars were the car to have when you're doing down on. I lived north of Detroit, and we used to go down on Woodward and run Woodward, you know, and that would be the car to have down there.
Absolutely, that would be.
So
you could terrorize the street on something like this, for sure.
So it's
overall, as far as bringing this all together, what would you say was the biggest challenge of the whole thing? Would it be the undercarriage?
I would say the undercarriage was the biggest challenge. By far, probably the undercarriage. Like I say, Jerry Richards from Toyland Performance he's an extremely talented guy. He's very helpful, and we worked well together for a lot of years, and he's did an amazing job. Made the work craftsman and the workmanship underneath is second to none.
Absolutely. Well, Bob, thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, and I really appreciate it.